Recorded live with little or no editing, it's Defense Up. I'm Run7. How you doing? Today we're going over AJolls defense. I haven't had time to look at these, and we've got 3 defenses that we're recording today. They'll be coming out today, Friday, and Saturday, so keep your eye out for them. I am trying to push out more content because this list is getting longer and longer, and yeah, I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance. If you want a chance on Defense Up, then by all means, look down in the description below. There's links to my Discord. It's really simple. You just message me 3 screenshots of your defense. I put you on the list, and I give you a message when it's your time to record. We grade on 5 different criteria. It's who you're using, their placement, their power levels, their ISOs, and what kind of mood I'm in. I'm in a really good mood today, so let's see some big scores, shall we? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. It's H4H, and the biggest problem I have with this team right now, and there's a lot of things that are going to be changed on these teams. The biggest problem I have with this team right now is that they are in the number 1 slot. This is a team when you have to assign specific attacking teams to it. You want to keep it at the back of your roster, slots 8, 9, or 10, so that no one knows how big it is or who should be going into it. So slide this to the back of your roster. This should be one of the last teams we come across. Along with teams that you want to be hiding in the back of your roster is anything unusual, like if you're running Infinity Watch on offense or Weapon X, or Infinity Watch or Weapon X on defense for some reason, you want to slide those to the back to surprise people. Maybe you're doing an AFK defense. This goes to the back. Young Avengers goes to the back also. Those are teams where people are really looking forward. Any kind of specialized Doom defense, you're going to want to hide that in the back too. Put your trash up front so no one knows what you're using. As for this team, I like Luke Cage as a fortifier, not a healer. You should make the rest of this team war ready. They are worth it. Your Shang-Chi is huge because you're using him for other content, and so you put him next to Luke Cage. That's fantastic. Something that we are discovering is, oops, let's turn on some music, by the way. Something that we are discovering is that we should start moving our tanks off the outside. Now, whether you put them dead center or in the back row, doesn't matter, but you want to move them off the outside because if a Dark Hunter team is going into it, they want to target that tank with the Morbius opening move, which puts Disrupt on it, and then he chains all the way across. If your tank is not on the edge, they can't do that because they want to get those trauma and all the negative effects. They want to get them on everybody. So they're going to start at the edge, and you don't want your tank to be in one of those positions. Same thing with the Young Avengers. You're going to be moving Ms. Marvel off the outside. Okay, so on this team, let's do a placement swap. Let's make them war ready. While you're at it, make Iron Fist a skirmisher instead of a healer for the same reasons. There's lots of heal block going into this team, and you don't get a lot of value out of his heals. So having him place a vulnerable on the field is a little bit better. And then Luke Cage as a fortifier. It's a shame that you built him all the way up as a healer because that barely gets any use at all. Him dying and reviving is much more important. Okay, so this used to be pretty good, but because we need to make that placement change now, I'm gonna go with a B. It's got a little bit of work. The war ready thing really is something we need to work on. Okay, team number 2 is a Skilletary on defense. Now, I've been told that this Skilletary doesn't have the T4s to warrant it being used on offense, and that's why it's here. That's fine. On defense, people don't know how many T4s you've used, so they're going to be weary coming in here, and you'll probably catch some bigger teams. I like Punisher as a striker, especially on offense, but you know what? On defense, maybe Raider is the way to go, so I'm not going to dock you for that. Killmonger's native ISO is Raider, so that's okay also. Again, on defense, you're not using him, you're not targeting him, or you're not piloting him to target where he goes, so Raider's kind of better because you'll just get that crit damage. Winter Soldier is garbage, but we had to build him, so you tossed him in here rather than building. Maybe Yelena is probably too small, so you just threw him in here for a bigger power number. And then Captain Marvel with that military tag, giving him a boost. More and more, I'm thinking about changing Captain Marvel to a Raider or possibly a healer. She's just so power crept that you're not getting the value out of her double taps anymore. And I'm thinking the crit damage off of her being a Raider. Now again, her opening move doesn't crit, but the after effect of it does. So you could get some crit damage out of that, who knows. I'm thinking all in all, I think that you could probably use some better characters in here, but that might require you to invest in them and you don't want to. So I'm kind of okay with this. I think maybe switching Captain Marvel to a Raider, or at least making her war ready, is the way to go. I'm going to give you a B+ for this team. It's kind of just some stuff that you threw in here. All right. Team number 3. This looks like a villain tech team to me. Shuri isn't villain, obviously, but she's still tech. She gives that defense up on the opener. These are some dodgy people right here doing their usual thing. She's reviving people that might get clipped off, like Ultron, you know? Ultron's dying and reviving. He's built up pretty big. This is a great filler team. This is a well-built filler team. In fact, you've probably got the Pimtech lanes in raids, so those two are built up real big. Shuri has a lot of use all over the place. Minerva was a very useful character, still nice for plug-and-play things just like this. And then Ultron in there. You have 1 skirmisher, 2 strikers, 2 healers. I'd like to see you... Not a lot you can do, really. It's not really worth changing any of these ISOs. It's unfortunate that you have 2 strikers and only 1 person putting out vulnerables, but I think that's kind of the way you got to go on this team. All in all, I think it's a great plug-and-play team. I don't think you should do anything different. I like everything that you're doing here. I'm going to go ahead and give you an A for it, but just barely. I wish we could get somebody else in there putting out more vulnerables. Okay, team number 4 is the Hydra Zemo team. You've got Zemo and Grenadier built up because you're getting use out of them. You've got Red Skull built up, probably for one of those campaign nodes or something. The other 2 over here are built up just to make this team a little bit more even, it looks like. I like Hydra Sniper. I like the guard in here. I like your placement. I think your ISOs are pretty good. Yeah, Skirmisher Striker combo going there, that's correct. Healer on Red Skull is interesting. I would have gone with... Well, actually, Healer's not a terrible choice on this team, but Fortifier is also good. Definitely want to make this guy Fortifier, and your Hydra Sniper, probably go Fortifier also. I would switch them and then later consider whether you want to make them war ready or not. But I would at least switch them to Fortifier anyways, because those 2 targets are going to definitely die and revive on this team. Unless somebody's coming into it with a Surfer or, you know, some specialized counter for the Red Skull team. This is fantastic otherwise. I think just make those 2 switches on those ISOs and everything else you're doing is great. I'm going to go A- on that team. I do actually like Zemo for offense, you know, but I mean, if you don't want to, if you've got your 12 to 14 attack teams, then do what you want to do. Hey, look at this. I like this. You've got the triple threat over here. Striker, Skirmisher. I'd like to see you change... what the heck? His name just slipped my brain. Star-Lord. I'd like to see you switch Star-Lord to a Striker with this 3-piece, because then you get the quadruple and triple and quadruple hit combos off of Groot, and you've already got them set up the way they're supposed to be. It's expensive to change him, but maybe just even making him a level 1 striker just to get those combos to pop off. It's not like it's going to be a big difference in damage. He really sucks. He's been power crept. So you might consider that. Otherwise, just leave it. It's not, I mean, it's not worth taking him to war ready as a striker, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe just leave him. That is his native ISO on the full team. I like you throwing in Doc Ock and Sinister in here. That pumps up this garbage team. That really makes this garbage team much, much better. You've got an early, well, sort of early taunt coming off of Groot, but he's pretty small. Groot might get killed. I don't know. Groot might not last long enough to get that taunt, but who knows? People are going to be targeting Sinister to try and keep him from cloning somebody. A lot going on here. I kind of like what you're doing. I wish Star-Lord was a striker. I wish you hadn't gone war-ready skirmisher. I wish Groot was war-ready as a skirmisher, but man, it's tough to make that call. I'm going to go A- on this team. It's not terrible. You're using some trash and making it better, and Sinister doesn't really have a home right now. Doc Ock can be used in a lot of places, though, so if you're not finding this team is doing anything for you, like, basically you're hoping it draws in a big counter, some kind of a synergized team at 900k is what you're hoping for, or getting some DVs. We'll see. If it's not doing that, you might consider putting Doc Ock someplace else and scrapping the idea. Team number 6 is the Symbiotes. Symbiotes are just the Symbiotes. You can build them in a lot of different ways. This is fine. I like what you're doing here. Yeah, a big, huge symbiote team. I like running my symbiotes on offense, but lately I haven't been finding a direct use for them, and I end up punching down, but we'll see. I'm going to give you an A for this team. Nothing exciting here. It's just what it is. Team number 7 is the Web Warriors. I would like to see you put Scarlet Spider either off to the side or in the back row. Other than that, I think what you're doing here is fantastic. Yeah, great job. In fact, I'll give you an A for it. Just barely squeaking by. I'd like to see a placement change, but I'll give you an A for it because it's a negligible change. Doom Uncanny with Emma and Skirmisher Boy. How's this work? Now, Taskmaster's not going to open up with his blinds as early as we'd like because he doesn't have any mercs with him. Emma's going to be slowing down the other team. You've got a cleanse and that invisibility coming off of Phoenix. You've got a taunt from there. So I think Taskmaster is actually going to be very useful. I think Taskmaster is going to lay out some blinds. I think Emma's going to make sure that... Wow, actually, I'm really liking this. I don't just like this team. I kind of love it. I think this is going to require a specialized counter and some real good thought. Yeah, I think this is great. I think this is absolutely great. I'm assuming you don't have the ISOs on the T4s into Colossus. I don't like the healer ISO there. He's too slow. It just doesn't pop off. His health bar isn't big enough to warrant it. I think you should either be going Skirmisher if you have a lot of T4s in him, or Fortifier if you don't. So honestly, I'm thinking switch Colossus to Fortifier is probably the way to go for this build. But other than that, man, I think this is a great team. You could switch Taskmaster to a Raider on this specific build, but it's not worth the ISOs. So all in all, I would give you an A+, but for this one ISO on Colossus that I don't really like. Otherwise, it's a definite A for me. A strong candidate for an A+. I really like everything that's going on here. That's a fantastic team. Okay, team number 9 is New Warriors with Eternals. I think this is a waste. I think you're combining two good teams that are going to get beat by an Eternals team. Somebody's just going to bring in their Eternals with Emma and beat this team, and then you've wasted your New Warriors. So for me, right off the bat, we're starting at a C at best. Striker Skirmisher on the Eternal pair, that's fine. You've got Skirmisher Striker Striker over here. That's good also. So the ISOs are great, but you just need to split these up into two different teams because, yeah, like I said, somebody's just going to come in with Eternals and Emma, and they're going to die, and you're going to have wasted your New Warriors. Put the New Warriors with, you could do like a Drax and a Shuri. You could do a Emma and a Shuri. You could do, I don't know. You could do a lot of things. You could do Drax and Loki or something. All kinds of weird things you can do. And with your Eternals, you know, if you want to do YA, that's great. Do we have YA? No, we don't have YA. So throw in your America Chavez next to one or both of the Eternals and then some other characters to get some different speed effects and stuff. There's a whole list of Eternal Chavez teams you can do. So yeah, this is actually, I'm going to go C- on this. This is a waste of two teams because one of them's going to get beat and the other one's going to get beat by the same thing when you could have spread them out and made more defenses. All right, moving on to team number 10, which is the SA. You put in Surfer in here. Surfer's a pretty good choice. He's a plug-and-play character. But if you were to split up that previous team, you could use Surfer over there with the New Warriors to great effect. And then put somebody else in here like that Doc Ock to get those deflects, to get Maria Hill to heal more. That's a really amazing move to do. You could throw in America Chavez on this team, adjacent to Kestrel and Sam. Sam speeds up the team faster. Kestrel pops off real early with that alt. There's a lot of things you could do. Surfer's a great choice, though. It's not bad at all. Let's see. You got Healer, Striker, and one Skirmisher. I think your Kestrel as a Raider it would be a great choice, or Surfer as a Raider. Either one of these big goons, change them to a Raider to get lots more vulnerables on the field so that your your Carter is rewinding turn meter with her basic counter attack thing like that. All that stuff going on. So yeah, I'd like to see one more Raider on the field. I'm going to A- with this. Your choice of who you want to change. Either one is worth changing to Raider, in my opinion. Yeah, if you would like to have your defense featured, we said all that stuff in the beginning, so I don't need to say it again. This is an A- team. I covered that. Yeah, I covered everything. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? I don't know. Thanks, AJolls, for giving us your defense to take a look at. And remember, guys, don't just have a good game, be good to yourselves and others too, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.